Greetings, Enlightened Ones. Thank you for joining your generic store brand Reverend. In today's video, we're going to be going over old goth pictures of my parents. Now, I know, I've been neglecting my poor baby bats that have been watching my channel in terms of the goth scene here, but rest assured, I got you a special one today. And to be honest, my parents are probably going to kill me if they ever watch this because technically I'm exposing old photos of them. But I thought, for history's sake of the late 90s new romantic goth era, I think these are kind of something in terms of history again that should be showcased to the world to preserve a time of the 90s, I guess, and, really appreciate the time that it was in terms of the new romantic era. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at some of these pictures here from when my parents were using an old, wind-up Kodak camera. That's where a lot of these actually come from and how they were developed. Right off the bat, a lot of these are going to be from my father. They're not really going to be of my mother. I never really found any pictures of her, at least from when she was a kid, other than one particular picture. So these ones are mainly going to be of my father. So the first picture that I have here is going to be this one from when my father was about, God, he must have been like 18, 19 here. Yeah, he was you can tell the similarities when it comes to facial features from my own father. I could definitely tell, especially with the glasses that I wear, that I almost look exactly like him right here. So it's very interesting to see that picture of him here. This one is from his friend Mike, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Mike. So that's my father is the one here, and the one that's laying on the actual ground looking dead, that's his friend Mike. I think they still keep in touch. The thing is, I don't really talk to my parents much anymore. There's a big falling out, which I don't think I'm ever going to really disclose that story. But needless to say, my parents aren't married anymore. There was a big falling out, and much of the bullshit that I have in my life actually stems from that marriage. But I digress. That's not why we're here. Now here's another photo of Mike and my father right here. Here's another photo of my father and Mike as well. Now this is a really cool one. This is as goth gets, when you are your own father is posing on a throne, which I think is Evergreen Cemetery in Riverside, California. Again, we're going to be going over landmarks of that, but I've never seen a throne type of, I guess, cemetery or mosque. I don't know what the hell you would call this, but I've never seen one in Evergreen Cemetery, so I don't know where this one might be taken. But I have another one here of my father. This one could be taken in Evergreen Cemetery. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is like late 90s, mid 90s goth era here. And then there's that one. I think I may have already shown you guys this one. I'm not sure, but my father and Mike as well. And then this one is my father and myself. I had to been probably like 2 years old, maybe 2 or 3 years old. That's a picture of me and my father right there. Yeah, I was a wee little guy right there. And then these ones I know for sure are taken in Evergreen Cemetery in Riverside, California. And I will post it somewhere here, the link to that cemetery, if you guys ever want to, visit it yourselves. That might be in Riverside, California. But I can tell that this one right here is definitely from Riverside, California, Evergreen Cemetery. And I've been there a couple of times, actually. I think I have a video on my car. When I first got it, I decided to actually take a video of my car, and I think it's, if I still have that video, I'll link it right here if you guys are interested, where I actually filmed the car and some of the things that I've already done to it. That was when I picked up the Mustang. I was actually right in front of the mausoleum. Here's the same photo, but a little bit more vintage looking, a little bit more tattered up looking. So that's the same one that we have here. And then this one is definitely, definitely Evergreen Cemetery. The Pharaoh, I think that's called Pharaoh or Farah, right there, that grave right there. That's my father sitting on the edge of the gravestone there. And then there's this one as well of him holding a bouquet of flowers. And then this one's him wearing fishnets. Very, very old school goth. Hopefully the glare isn't too bad there. Here is another vintage picture as well. And then here's that same picture of him on the edge of the tombstone there, that Pharaoh tombstone. And then lastly, this one's pretty cool too. It looks like he's mourning over a grave. There is my father looking down, mourning over a grave. Now, the only picture that I actually have of my mother, this is an old photo of when they were married. My father right there and my mom. So that is the both of them. I still have old pictures of them. So yeah, I mean, that's, you know, this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while. And, you know, I've just been super busy with either the acting things that I've been doing or other things. I mean, today for Saturday, I was literally, I woke up this morning to help my coworker put in a transmission into his Exoset. So thankfully it was very quick because it was a manual transmission. But yeah, I've just been super busy with a bunch of differing things going on right now that I've really been pushing myself very hard, you know, to do a lot of this acting stuff that I have been trying to do. But not only that, you know, I still like to do the goth stuff. You know, I'm in my Reverend getup because I do have my Reverend Kane video coming up as well. So hopefully you guys are interested in that little audition that I did. I did maybe a handful of takes and I tried to choose the best one. But yeah, another thing is too, I do want to invest a little bit of money into the equipment that I do have. And yeah, I was so pissed at doing this CTS Cadillac that I had to pull the dash out multiple times because the airbag light just would not turn itself off, that I got so pissed that I threw all my tools under the seat and my phone happened to be up there. And lo and behold, I cracked my phone. So I wasn't looking to purchase a new phone. Hey, look, it's Julian Beck. Yeah, I wasn't looking to purchase a new phone, and I don't even know if you can see the crack. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see with the damn, but yeah, I threw probably a socket on it, and it completely shattered the screen, so I guess it's time for an upgrade. I've been looking at getting a Galaxy S25 because I'm tired of the Apple bandwagon. I've been using Apple phones, and this is probably a video topic for another day, but long story short, I've been using Apple phones since, oh golly, since the iPhone 4S days. And, you know, I'm getting pretty old now that I really don't care much for phone technology as I once did when I was first growing up. And to tell you the truth, I know some of you computer savvy type of people. I mean, I'm more computer savvy than I am cell phone savvy. I don't really care for phones much other than to do a basic function, but I'm still jailbroken. This is an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and all that weird, you know, theming and stuff, that's just because I like to personalize my phone. But yeah, I digress with all that. So I'm thinking about getting a new phone. Long story short, I ramble, I'm sorry, but I like to be very descriptive with some of the stuff that I'm talking about. And yeah, so when I do a lot of my phone auditionings now, I'm hoping to have a little bit of a better camera. I mean, this thing does a pretty good job, but I would really I would feel a little bit more comfortable having a better phone now, since this thing is getting pretty dated, and having I think the S25 has a pretty decent camera, a little bit better than the iPhone 12 Pro Max here. So I don't know, we'll see. That's kind of why I'm talking about it, is because I do want to upgrade the equipment here, and my phone is a big video. It helps me with my day-to-day things in terms of acting. But yes, foolish mortals and baby bats alike, hopefully you all enjoyed that video. It was a very quick video. I wanted to show you old pictures that I had of my parents, because I wasn't bullshitting. I did have old pictures of my parents, and it's something to frame because, you know, it's, like I said, it's kind of historic in a way. You don't see this level of, you know, gothiness, especially being that it is on a Kodak, you know, like, you don't have that level of authenticity. You know, it's not the same as taking a picture off of a smartphone. And so it's very a level of history that you have there. And I thought maybe some of you guys would appreciate that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns for your Reverend here, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Or if you guys have pictures of your parents when they were goths too, I'm actually very much interested to hear your story. I do have a video, I can't remember where at, but I have talked about where I come from and how I even got into the goth scene. Is actually a lot to do with my parents here. So I thank them for that. It kind of allowed me to develop into the person who I am today through mainly the music. I'm a very big, like I said, dark wave fan. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.